Hello, everybody, and welcome on back to Minecraft Musings. So last time we started building a bit of a railway section just to test out that this works. And already I'm getting pretty excited because, well, I don't have too many bricks, but that's okay. I do have a lot cooking, so let's go actually make some more of that. Um, Also, I was kind of thinking just how I talk about, like, understand. Ooh, let's see. How I kind of understand a lot of these situations that people might find themselves in, hence having some compassion and understanding for specifically people in prison or jail or community corrections or on probation, anybody who's in trouble. Like, our justice system is very messed up. Like, it's bad. So, um, and by that I mean like it works, like it punishes people, but the shame and everything and like the long lasting ramifications of being in trouble in this country. And granted, we're one of the more lenient countries too, I admit, but then at the same time it could be deadly. So I mean, pick or choose. It's bad everywhere. But the thing is like I'm not saying that we need to, condone illegal behavior. No, not by any means. And if you think that, then you've missed the whole point of like all of these musings. It's my efforts to help the world fix as many problems as possible, including human behavior issues. And the need to do either real or perceived, because remember, perception is reality, and a lot of this stuff, people just think they need to steal that thing, or or they just, or do it for the thrill or whatever, because they're bored or something, or I don't know. And kids will be kids, and I say a lot of things to watch, and that's really true. Things like The Simpsons. There's even an episode in there where Bart Simpson. So if you haven't watched The Simpsons or if you don't plan on it, basically it's about a family that's really messed up, but at the same time not. And it's pretty much like the typical American family. People kind of laugh, but then some of it really hits home, and it's like, there's kind of that uncomfortable. Maybe this isn't really all that fiction. So also, I think I want to be able to just hop into it, and then like even. And then can I do... Oh, nope. I have to do... Oh. Uh, this is going to be difficult. Oh, also, by the way, like the whole point that I took a tour of the prison as a kid. That's what we did for a school field trip. Like, since we were in Buena Vista, and the medium security prison there is like the biggest attraction. And the lights, too. They just shine so bright because that entire place is lit 24 hours a day. Like, during the day you can see because of the sun, but then like it has these massive lights that are like beams that shoot up into the sky. So as you're like coming through Trout Creek Pass, and if you're coming back to Buena Vista at night, you just see these lights out of nowhere, and then you see all of these like, well, you don't really see the mountains, or depending, I guess. But anyways, that's just like, so it was kind of drilled into our minds. Actually, I'm gonna grab that. Um, of what prison is like. It was kind of like a scared straight thing, but also a time filler thing. Like, oh, hey, what'd be a good? Let's go show them the prison. What happens if you break the law? So, yeah, I mentioned that because a lot of my projects are also aimed at um, kind of inmate rights or offender rights or anyone who's made a mistake that got them a criminal charge. Also, wait, is this how we're trying to do it? Because, sorry, that's what I was trying to like, can't really see. I mean, yeah, that is like level, kinda. It looks. Oh, that's why. It looks slightly off, though. I mean, being so blocky, like, yeah, it'd be here if it was above. But since this is one block back, that was kind of like an optical illusion. I should have been doing like this, to make sure it was like flat, but whatever. Basically, I think this will work. And then if I were to take this away, yes, that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to just visually go up onto, like, that is so cool. And then, yeah. I don't even know where from here because we have to go down. And maybe we'll just do a bunch of zigzags. Or like, I think I was planning on going to the mountain and then like turning. And I want to kind of like make it go up. Oh, this is gonna be an epic thing. So yeah, let's just go ahead and do it. Like, no wrong answers, really. I mean, we're building a massive railway to connect this base to my prospective base down there in the bottom right corner of the map. So, which has a gigantic mountain like next to it, a nice moat, and like it's like that little island thing, and like, yeah, it's perfect. So, and I think we're going to be crossing through a lot of jungle. Actually, you know what? Even as I say that, never mind. Yeah, I think we'll just do a straight shot. We don't need to be going all zigzag for a while because I mean, then you can actually, go by this. You can see the village, you can see the mountain. I don't even know about going up and down, up and down. Like it'd be nice to have a roller coaster, but at the same time, oh, so that was a glitch. Uh, you know what? Ah, how funny! I was just about to say, oh, I'll come back and get it later, but because I didn't want to do this. Have to climb back up onto the top. Oh yeah, and just a reminder, this was in season 4. Oh, and there's a duck laying eggs. Yes, we're gonna do it. Whee! Okay, bye. It's fine. It'll despawn. I'm pretty sure. Here's your sign. I forgot I even did that. We did a hanging sign. That's a throwback to. So I don't know. I grew up watching a lot of comedy, and I do slightly get offended when I see blue collar comedy tours type stuff. But at the same time, it is hilarious to me. So I understand what people are going like. Not all the way. Like, sorry, no, that was actually a bad statement. But I get it when like people can get offended about jokes that go too far. And we all kind of don't like to think of ourselves as foolish, like that's a human trait. Sorry, now I'm like trying, like I only want to keep it, there we go. Just sensitive enough to where I'm not going to accidentally do that again. And it's not a big cost losing those 2 slabs. Like that literally is just 1 block of stone, so 1 cobblestone. All of the opportunity costs, which are the costs that went into that, um, are the cobblestone. You had to mine the cobblestone. So that's damage to the pickaxe. And then, very small costs, but you got to remember these add up over time. That's why computer science is so important because yeah, those poor sheep. I need to do something about that. Oh, wait. Oh, I left the. Meh. All right, I was trying to think of how I want to do this. Oh, wait, no, I can't even. Oh, that's annoying. Um, hmm, there we go. Sorry, I was trying to like set it up to where I would do 7, 8, and then it's 48, and then that way I can just kind of make my way back, doing something, so making an efficient use. And see, that's the other thing. When I was making wind turbine blades, the facility that we did it in was actually I don't even remember what it is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, that's right. Because then 24 is a factor of 8, which goes down to 16, and then 8, and then oh, whoops. There we go. And now we can do the other 3 because I thought I had more rails, but I was like, if I have glass, let's just go ahead and do that. Let's fix up the sheep pen. So let's grab some more rails. Um, Rails, glass. We have redstone torches. We need powered rails. We don't really need power rails. I mean, let's do a full stack, but that's going to get us 8 times 64 lengths, and that means we need 8 stacks of. Wait, right? Because each single one of these is worth 8 of these. So that also means that takes up at least 8 of these, a stack, and then you need 1 unit for under the power rail. So it's a stack for every power rails, and then, yeah, sorry, just the cost of building this thing. So that's another thing people don't understand, like economics on the macro level of how like these country economies interlock and work. Like I mentioned a while ago that I kind of scoffed at the idea. Oh, whoops, we forgot the glass. Um, about wait, what was that? Oh, China doing all those nice things for Africa, but then requiring them to pay it back eventually. Like it's kind of a thing. Like I mean, yes, we want to help everybody, but at the same time, this it has to come from somewhere. Just like energy, resources aren't. I mean, they are. We're better at producing them. Yeah, sure. And I find it interesting that Chinese universities and American universities, specifically MIT and I forget who the Chinese university was, but either way, it was a joint effort by a bunch of smart college goers. Not saying that non-college goers aren't smart, they just don't have the training to be doing that. Anyways, sorry. It's like you got to keep. Oh wait, actually now let's do this. Also this. Because then we also need to do this. Oops. It's very complicated, confusing. And then by the time I get the rhythm down, it's going to be time to be done. So, oops. I say that as like I don't even get that right. So, okay. Already I like this better than normally when I make a railway, it has to, I do it with full blocks. I don't even think about this. Like I'm playing Minecraft quite a bit, as you might know. And yeah, didn't even think about that. In fact, the one time I made a really large railway, it was on one of my cousin's games. That was in Java, and we did blocks, but we had three blocks, like a block on each side, all the way down, and then we had it covered because we weren't playing in peaceful. Which, you know, I say we were going to switch out to peaceful. Didn't specify when. I mean, really need armor and all that. So now we're going to peacefully make a railroad first. Because then I can work through the night and not have to worry about sleeping. I mean, that's a whole bunch of extra stuff. And again, these are all costs that go into everything. So, all right, now before I forget, because I will. Hello, sheep. Oh, actually, what I want to do. Actually, it doesn't matter. I can do. And then leisurely do that if I want. Oh, but also. Ah. There. See, so now they'll actually have the view. Okay. Actually, why not? It really doesn't matter because, I mean, I can kind of make it bigger, smaller, whatever, because the same pattern. It's, you know, that deep. Actually, yeah. Fine. I'll use the axe. Because then I get it back. So that's not wasting a block of sand. But the time that it took me to figure that out, explain that, and, you know, switch and everything, was it, ooh, I'd say it was worth it. No, that was going to happen anyway. Let's see. Hmm. Okay. Oh. And I'm going to lose all these blocks, but that's okay. Oh, missed one there. Okay. Yep, long way to go just to make sure that the sheep are happy. But I mean, we are going to be using them for a lot of wool. Maybe not a lot, I don't know. But yeah, that's why we had this whole tower here. So we had a sheep gathering. Hmm. Let's see. Ah. Okay. Now the thing is I already have a ladder there, so as long as I make it to this, that. Oops. Okay. And really, as long as this is 2 high, or 2 units high all the way around, then the sheep can't get back out. So, they are still in a pen, even though it is a much more humane pen. Much nicer. And, there you go. You're free. Oh, that's still kind of boring, because we got to do the stuff outside. Alright. Ah, and it's so much slower to do like that. Like, if you're standing on something that's good. And that makes sense, because even in the real world, like physics, if you have more leverage, then you're able to do things better, faster, what have you. This I forgot to do, so... Oh no, it doesn't matter. Okay. Then the most that they can do... Oh, hey, baby sheep? Did you fall in the hole? I think the baby sheep fell in the hole. Let's see. Can we get rid of anything? I mean, we are gonna... Oh, yeah, there we go. So I was gonna say, that's a lot of dirt, and dirt is still pretty useful. I mean, especially if we're gonna make farms and stuff like that. Which this is gonna be like a whole nother, like, everything. Oh, that's right. I'll turn it into not peaceful once we get to... What do you have? Yeah, actually, I don't really need... We'll do this, and also so I can heal my axe a little bit. Okay. Very good. And now I have llamas here. Okay. Alright, and we'll do this. And we'll keep going. Although... as annoying as it is. Actually, yeah, let's do a way to get back up. Oh. I was gonna say, like, it's gonna make me fall off, isn't it? Whew. Okay. There we go. And yes, it does look tacky, and we'll have to take that down later or something. It looks even worse because it's grass blocks on grass blocks, and those do fade over time, I found out, but, like, it's just funny looking, and then, I don't know. Or maybe what we could do is try to cross through that other little islands type area. That looks like a caldera type thing, which is like a volcano with an indent in the top. So, in fact, there's one in Oregon that has an island in it, a Wizard Island, I believe it is. So, Mount Olympia, or is that Washington? I don't know. I don't know my mountains. I don't even know my mountains in Colorado. Like, I know I've climbed Mount Albert, and hacky sacked on the top of it. And then, yeah, there's Princeton, there's Albert, there's Yale. Just funny, a lot of Ivy League schools that we're never going to see for the most part, like people in Colorado, or at least like in Buena Vista. I mean, everybody's relatively poor there. There's no real fancy people. I mean, there are a few. We talked about that, but for the most part, it's pretty poor. So, low expectations too. I mean, that's part of why I think the cops like they're more into solving the problems in the long term rather than, and that is something that we are addressing as a nation. Like our criminal justice system is just horrid. Like, if a kid gets in trouble, you don't put him in timeout for a week. But that's what we do with our fully grown adults. Is like if you break the law, then you could go to prison for, I don't know, a year, 5 years. If you're into the drugs, like it could be 10, 15 years. And like, and say you're just, young and stupid. Like we've already proven that your brain isn't fully developed until a certain age. I still haven't fact checked it, but oh wait, whoops. We could in a second, though. All you'd have to do is Google prefrontal cortex or decision maker or um, brain development, and then you can see all the ages too. Because I mean, I don't think it's like, and that's leaving out information too. It's not like all of the brain, but specifically the area of the brain responsible for making decisions or helping in making decisions is kind of a better way to say it. So, because I mean, I only had a very small glimpse into psychology by taking a freshman class. Took it multiple times, but like, you know, ah, I was just thinking, and I think I'm doing so good. Not. So, okay. Anyways, it doesn't matter. I mean, in the grand scheme of things, as long as we don't blow ourselves up in the next few years, we survive the next election or two, like things are going to be better, like everywhere. I mean, we are working on fixing everything. I mean, and by we, it's anybody who is at least comfortable enough with their own selves to get that, because this goes back to Maslow's hierarchy of needs, and I swear by this. Like, human behavior is molded by we first seek out what we need, our needs, not our wants, our needs. But then, our wants kind of glaze over into our needs perceptually because we perceive it to be a need. And we even had that, like, what was that, the Beatles or anyone of that age, but hold on. But they said you can't always get what you want, but if you try sometimes, you just might find you get what you need. And then, and there's even a commercial that was recently, like, use that. Like, oh, sorry. Anywho, the point is we've been saying this like a broken record, and we say it over and over again. And there's a lag, there's a delay in human action and human discovery. So discovery, it's usually said, I mean, unless you're a Daft Punk fan, then it's a CD or an album, which is a very awesome album. But um, no, basically, discovery as far as law enforcement and law goes is like, you can watch Better Call Saul for stuff like this, like, to kind of get a taste of what our justice system is. And that's actually kind of the best place to go because that is what it's like. Like, if you have the money, if you have the connections, if you have the reputation, then you can get in trouble. That's fine. You can break the laws and you'll get a much lighter judgment than someone, especially an outsider. And that's like anyone, like, in certain areas of of this country, if you're black or brown or any non-white or sorry, colored, I think is the really thing. And I keep saying that just because I was trying to be intentionally stupid about how I was talking because, like, for the longest time we talked like that, and it's just dumb. I mean, you know, and originally, I feel like it was for law enforcement because that is important that you identify the right person because you don't want to be arresting the wrong person. But then, for people that aren't familiar with certain things, like, I don't know, you could be accidentally racist. And I feel like there's a lot of that because, well, like in Buena Vista, we didn't have any, like hardly any. I mean, we did have a few people that were not white, but oh, very few. I mean, Oops, did we not grab a whole nother? We have all these stone steps, so actually we need to take some time and do all of these, and we're at... Yeah, let's actually just go ahead and do that for now. Burn up some of these stacks of slabs. Oh, this is kind of a boring thing. Let's go through here a little bit. I know it's just the one. Whoops. Even as I was about to place that, I saw I was going to be wrong. All right. Oh, no. Okay. So, I don't know. It's... Oh, but no, my point is it is going to get better because even though there is still a ton of greed going on, a ton of that, there's also a ton of more accountability and communication of that. And so, really, once we fix a couple of things, it's going to be a lot better. Wait, no, that's not what I wanted to do. Oh, this is going to be tough. Can I? No, I can't. Let's try and be clever. And then if you break that one, I don't think it... Oh, actually, now it looks like it became a full block. But one of them, if it's the top or the bottom, you can do it. So now we got to break... See, yeah, like that. I just broke the top half instead of the... Yeah, so... Oh... I don't know. I don't... I mean... That is so... It's gonna be so hard to do this. Like, we're gonna have to do that every time. Or wait, can we... Yeah, okay, never mind. I was like, man, no way. We're gonna have to do this every time we want to go up or down. Now, down is actually gonna be pretty tricky, but... Like, there we go. I mean, it really doesn't matter. There we go. So we'll just do it that way. Oh, but anyways, yeah, as we learn more about even what the needs are, because that's the other thing too, is like there's so much wasted in just trying to figure out how to solve the problems or what the problems are. And in computer science, we mentioned that, or we refer to that as a user story. And now crafting a good user story is very hard to do if you don't know what you're doing, but it's very crucial for the business, especially if you're paying these these FANG six-figure salary type jobs. Yeah, you can't be dilly-dallying. Oops, this is gonna take me a while to get the rhythm down with this, but no, it's not a sustainable economy or business model. Like, it's just not. So, so either that means it's going to be very cutthroat, it's going to seem very unfair, or that's why a lot of businesses are moving towards being more realistic and more honest and upfront about things. Be like, you know what? Hey, we know that you deserve this much, but we can only afford this much. Like, or just being, hey, this is what... I don't know. I think we need more of that too, because a lot of it is like, a lot of work stress, and this doesn't become apparent at least until you're like second or third place. I feel like, I mean, like, because a lot of times it's a blind spot. It's something that you don't really consider. Although I say that, but I feel like there's got to be at least some that's gleamed, even if you're at the same place for a really long time. Like, you tend to notice a pattern. You're like, oh, well, like, this person did this and now they're this, or let's see, wait, where are we? Now I'm thinking up there. Also, wait. Wait a minute. Sorry. Oh. Oh, that's weird. Sometimes the alarm goes one way, sometimes it goes the other way. Anyways, no, real quick, I'll just finish this thought. I know we were at 30 minutes, but I'll go ahead and clean this up. This is going to be pretty trippy because... All right, yeah, that just looks so cool. Like, you can't really tell going down. Look at this. Like, you just have these random... Go ahead and gather those up. Things, and there's going to be a railroad track on that. That is going to look so cool. And then... I don't know, I was trying to figure out the logistics of that, because that slope is pretty steep. I mean, but then I was like, oh, wait, and this is the other thing I want to do. Oh, some parkour. Oh, I don't have any, but okay. So we can do it. Actually, wait. There. I think it's like every other one. And then you gotta place it so it does that, and then... Anyways, so then I'll use normal rail, but that's good for this one. We'll continue in the next episode. Ta-ta. Until then.